but I damn sure have to be confident that when I confide in you something private, you're not gonna run back and tell my ex and his new chick.
I will give you immature, because I play too much, but untrustworthy girl. Everything I told them, you know I've said to you. But I will say this. I understand how you feel. Now that I got my little situation with Tony, you're right.
Yeah, so I applaud the writers for attempting to make peace between Danni and Karen. And, you know, I feel like the acting for this scene was very well done. Mignon, Ebony, just wanted to give them a, you know, thumbs up, round of applause, because this was a well acted scene. My issue is like the setup for it, and basically the fact that Tiffany being introduced as like a Fatima stand-in, so Danni can see the perspective of, you know what, Karen, yeah, I would be in my feelings too. I'd feel some kind of way if my friend circle started hanging out with the woman who, you know, is quote unquote taking my man away or something to that effect. But I think that the circumstances are a bit different than that, due to the fact that Fatima was getting to know the sister circle before she became anything serious with Zach. Now, if I remember correctly, I think they had sex at least once already by the time, you know, Andy had that celebratory dinner with her girls because she got her job back and a promotion. And it was thanks in part to Fatima. And she met the girls and, you know, they hit it off well. And during the entire season, there were moments where, you know, her and Karen were getting along and, you know, she even did Fatima's hair. And all of this was before everything hit the fan in the penultimate episode, which led into the season 3 finale, when it was discovered, wait a minute, the guy I've been, you know, interacting with and getting closer to this entire season is your ex, Karen? I didn't know that. And at that point, Fatima was ready to throw away whatever it was she had with Zach, because it wasn't really defined, which was Zach's loophole. In the fact that, you know, hey, you know, yeah, I had sex with Karen, but we aren't together. You know, like I kept asking, what are we? And you never wanted to define it. But my thing was, Zach, even though technically speaking, you're right, you are staying in this woman's home and she puts you up and she's investing in you, like affirmation wise and whatnot. So I don't think it's a good idea to just say, hey, I banged my ex, so we still cool. But yeah, from there, it seemed like Fatima had more of an interest in trying to salvage the potential friendship with Karen and the other girls by being apologetic and saying like, look, you know, I wasn't really trying to steal your ex or whatever, because I didn't even know he was your ex, as opposed to getting back together with Zach. And the thing was, throughout the entire ordeal, season 2 leading into season 3, Fatima only interacted with Karen with patience, understanding, and kindness. Tiffany, on the other hand, she literally made her intentions known during her second encounter with Danni. Look, I don't know you, I don't like you, and I want my man back, so you better step aside or I'm going to push you out of the way. That's simply what it boils down to. So I think like the circumstances are different, but I kind of get what the writers are going for. I don't know if I agree with the execution, that is, because, you know, I think the circumstances are completely different, but that's just my 2 cents on it. But in terms of the entire conversation, it was well done for the most part. It's just that one bit of, okay, yeah, now I've walked a mile in your shoes, Karen, and yeah, we were wrong. But no, I think that Karen is the one who kind of needs to just get over it, because she even goes on to say, you know, if circumstances were different and, you know, neither one of us has dealt with Zach, we could have been girls a long time ago. But then the conversation shifts to like Karen talking about how one of my best friends in the whole world. And I'm like, wait a minute, there has been no indication throughout the entirety of Sisters that gave off the hint that Karen and Danni are anything close to the best as of friends. But that's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comments. But I did agree, because Karen was saying what I said earlier in the season, like Danni, it was not her place to reveal the double baby daddy thing. Now, Karen did say, I was going to say it when I was ready, but let's be real here. She would have kept that to the grave, or as long as she could. But at the same time, you know, it was not Danni's place. It truly wasn't. And I'm glad she owned that, because it goes back to season 1 when Danni was pissed off about mainly Karen, but the girls talking behind her back. The fact that they kept her out of the loop about things. But it's like, well, Danni, that's because whenever we would tell you certain things in confidence, you know, especially if it was really personal, you would blab your mouth to whoever would listen. And more often than not, you would make a joke out of our circumstances. And it's like, yeah, we're not going to tell this chick anything else. So you kind of did it to yourself. But then I love that Danni also brought up the fact, like, well, you need to reflect on how you disrespect me by talking to me like I'm lesser than anybody else in the group. So just be careful of how you speak. And I love that they, you know, really came to an understanding with each other. That's what I did enjoy. But, you know, it is what it is. Too bad this conversation couldn't happen with Fatima, of her being sincerely apologetic and, you know, have changed behavior as a result. But yeah, I like the scene. I just feel like the execution was kind of But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.